so annoying. You can't pick away.
That is very strange, and I remember hearing that happened. I don't understand why someone would just walk away.
All right, can everybody hear us?
Yes, I can hear.
Me too.
Great. All right. Are we streaming? Yeah. Okay. I'll call this meeting to order of our January 28th, 2025 Leadership Prep Board meeting. Can I get a motion to approve the agenda?
I move to approve the agenda.
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? Right. Another motion to approve the meeting minutes from our last meeting in November.
I move to approve.
You're just going around a meeting. Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, at this time, we are going to leave the live stream up, but our in-person guests are going to go on a classroom walkthrough. We're gonna do some on-site evaluation and hear from the educational team in person. So I think those of us who are virtual will be back in, I don't know, what's the virtual?
20 minutes.
20 minutes. And let's leave the live stream up just in case. All right, we'll be back, guys. Thanks.
Perfect.
All right, everybody, we have returned. Do you have any questions? Any questions about anyone else?
Not specifically about the walk, but I know this year we committed to focusing on math as a response to what we didn't love about last year. How's that still going in terms of balancing with ELA growth and things like that?
So we're still doing better in building math.
Okay,
We just changed the math lab and changed the curriculum lab because we couldn't. We're trying to figure out who, what. They grew in math, they didn't grow enough as much as not. And I was telling people on the academic report that on our DC report card, we got a 47. The average was 45. Because of our math school. I went to a school that has the exact same demographic, the exact same amount of kids, and their score was 65. Our ELA scores were identical. Our math scores, that's where the difference was. And like, had we did better, had we done better in math, we would have been at like a 65, above a 61 with these report cards.
okay.
So the goal this year is we have to do better in math for growth and achievement, so we can get a higher score in these report card. 47 isn't bad, but it's not the best.
Correct.
It's above average, but it's still average. And we want to be better than that.
Yeah.
The goal is to be above a 50, above a 60. With our demographic, with our school, and how racism works in DC, it's gonna be very hard to get to 100, very hard to get to 90, just because we don't have kids that are like a bunch of kids getting all 4s and 5s on par, and things like that. So we base our, well, we're our own competition, but we only compare ourselves to schools that are just like ours. And for schools that are just like ours, like we're number 1, number 5.
Okay.
So that was something we celebrated because while it was 47, it was still the highest. And for our demographic.
Sure.
That makes sense.
Okay. So we're still recording?
Yes.
Or I'm sorry, live streaming?
Yes.
Okay. I'm happy to move to the leadership update originally, not done talking yet.
Oh,
Sorry.
No problem. I'm gonna come up here with the glasses.
Okay.
So some just quick blows that have happened. So we had turkey donations where over 50 turkeys were donated to us, and we were able to pass it on to families with food accessories like mac and cheese, brooms and all of that good stuff. So it went home with a complete meal for Thanksgiving. We had a huge coat drive where we were given a bunch of brand new coats, hats, scarves, gloves. Yesterday, the parents were able to come up here, pick any coats they want for free, pick any scarves for any hats. We are so grateful for that. There's so many kids in the coats. Although they just take the coat off and put it in their blue bag and then go outside.
And then it ends up in the lock and found.
So they'll come into the, kids don't get hot or cold actually. So they'll come into the front door with a hoodie on. We're like, where's your coat? Like, in a book bag.
Right.
What is the point? Okay, little kids wear their coats, so I'm talking about intermediate and middle school. The monthly parent breakfast, we have a breakfast monthly with parents, just like a chat and chew, talk, catch up, ask questions. The parents are able to. Do you actually want to speak on the parent?
So it seems like new parents come every month, not the same parents, but all of the administration comes in, the parents are there, you're able to ask questions. We're getting to know each other. There's a gentleman, Mr. Askew. Isn't his last name?
Winter's dad.
Yeah, Winter's dad.
Okay.
He plays basketball with the other dads, every second Thursday or something like that, every other Thursday, I think. So they talked about that, like at the last one, and the dads who came, it's just like a community, not only for, everybody to be able to talk to at the administration, they might not have the opportunity other than something maybe wrong or whatever, it's just like, everyone goes around the room, we kind of say who's in here, we laugh, it really is a nice time.
And we have a board parent there.
I was gonna say, is there an opportunity or a desire to have board visibility just from a receiving information perspective? I don't wanna push my way into safe spaces, but like just thinking of that.
Mhm.
Yes, I think so for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We have the basketball game for the dads is this Thursday.
Or brother.
Is it
Yeah,
here?
brothers or
Yeah.
uncles or cousins
It
and
really is a good.
it's here, yeah.
Mr. As, he has an organization, like a nonprofit, and he also is a coach and government and
Excellent.
other things. So like my son came, he's 22, he enjoyed it, so, you know, it's just a good time, and then the kids come to the sons.
Mhm.
So it was really a lot of camaraderie, so I mean, yes.
6 o'clock. Bring your sneakers.
Oh, and they serious too, they really fun.
No, they really are. You might.
So guys, for the first time ever, Parish Street had a science fair and a social studies fair, all within like a week and a half. First the social studies fair, one of our teachers is Vaughn. She is a 6th grade and 7th grade social studies teacher. This is the very first time we've ever had a social studies fair, and it was done top quality. Like the kids' boards were, everything was tight. They had all the different artwork on their boards. They had boxes with displays, and they were basically talking about different countries, different foods, and things like that. But that was a week and a half ago, and it was fantastic. She even got food from different countries set up in the back, so students and parents can come in. Parents were there. They all went to the back to get different types of food. It was like just so much fun, and everyone was having such a good time. Then we had a science fair Friday. Same thing, kids super excited, parents super excited to show off kids were super excited to show off their work. Even our kids who are typically disengaged or maybe disengaged sometimes, it was like they were the star of the show. Everyone was so proud of what they had done. So it was just a good feeling there, if that makes sense. Spirit Week. We have Spirit Week almost every other week. But Spirit Week is ongoing. We have another Spirit Week coming up, and literally kids just love to dress different, hats, unicorns, twin day, like it's just all types of stuff going on during Spirit Week, and it's just like more fun. Our 8th grade student representative committee, so we have a PSP student leadership. They meet regularly with their teachers and our 8th grade advisor. And what they do is they go over like different 8th grade events, things they want to do, raising money, 8th grade prom. And they also advocate for all the students in the school. So if they want a new initiative, they all just say they want a different specialist than everyone else. And then we just have money fall from the sky. Okay, I heard them. But that's something new this year as well, having just like an 8th grade council that informs us about like, what the kids want, what they're interested in, all that good stuff. Mr. Sellers, our AP, his wife works at, I believe it's called Sherm.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what Sherm is?
Yeah.
In the regular room.
Well, she's like the COO, and they donated $5,000 to us, and we're trying to figure out what we're gonna do with that money. And they're also about to donate more money to us, once this $5,000 goes through, so we're super grateful for them, and thankful to Mr. Sellers for having, them come to Perry Street to donate. Then community partnerships, we got 4 new community partnerships that only help students, youth violence, TIS, Kappa Chapter, Kappa Outside, and then Howard University School of Social Work are bringing us social workers. And don't get me wrong, we have a lot of social workers, but a lot more will help. And so we're partnering with Howard University to bring student social workers in. So they're studying under someone, but they're still able to practice. So they're gonna be putting our kids in small groups, individual sessions, just because we believe in groups and therapy here. And so what the goal is that every student cycles through a group by the end of the school year. Regardless of behavior, regardless of anything, it's just we want all of our students to be touched in that way before the end of the school year. And some kids regularly go to Mr. Cole and regularly goes to counseling, but we want all of our students to experience it. Upcoming speaker series, we did this 2 years ago, we're bringing it back. We're bringing in speakers, and you all know anyone who wants to come talk to the kids. Our middle school, we're bringing in different professionals to talk to them, I think it's once a week. We did it some time ago, we even had the godmother of Juneteenth come and speak to our students. So we're bringing it back. If you all know anyone who wants to come speak about their jobs, what they do, why it's important to go to school, all that good stuff, let me know.
When is it?
It's every week, so I'm going to actually send out an email to you guys just to let you know the details. Oh my God, this just happened Saturday, so it's not in my highlights. We won the championship Oh my God, it was a time. And it's middle school, so you like, we won by 11 points. We had one star student who literally made like 12 shots. And we only had 22 points and she made like 8. But we wanted to have a pep rally on a parade and a pep rally on Friday for the girls. We ordered like t-shirts and the pre-K and intermediate grades are gonna prepare noisemakers. So we're gonna do a parade around the school and then we're gonna have a lunch for them and like a pep rally award ceremony, if that makes sense.
During the day.
Yeah.
So these are just some photos. We had a photographer come in, when was it? In November or early December, and they just took some new shots of our kiddos. So these are just some of the photos that we have so far. With that, all right.
And this is just quick. All the teachers who were above the 70th percentile on math, we highlighted them. We had a whole meeting where they got certificates, they got shout outs, they got a personal message from me. It was just a really good time because we can go to the next slide portion. There were about 12 teachers who were above the 70th percentile. So don't get me wrong. Everyone, we only had about 3 teachers who were below where we wanted them to be. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Everyone else was kind of like average. Average is good too. As long as you're above a 50, you are good to go. These teachers, however, were above a 70. So it was like above and beyond scores.
Oh, sorry. So here's the mid-year data for different categories. So we have our enrollment, as you can see, we're decreasing a little bit, but I think we're on a plateau right now. So I believe our enrollment, we might have lost another family because they just moved away to North Carolina, which was like a family of 4. So the 438 may reflect differently next time we speak, but only by maybe 4. So it should be like 434, hopefully underneath. But our NC attendance is remaining consistent as well. We're just working on different ways to approach attendance and make sure that the kiddos are coming here and that the attendance is accurate and entered correctly, because human errors happen. So we're closely monitoring that. We're hoping to roll out within the next, I would say, by the end of the week, a new platform that will allow the students to check themselves in when they arrive in the building via an iPad. So that just leaves less responsibility on the teachers who will have to stop teaching for those students who are late, and they'll be able to just log themselves in, and it will report to OSCE accurately, which is a really exciting thing. So I hope when we roll it out, it goes as planned. Chronic absenteeism, as you can see, it's decreasing from this 22-23 school year, but the 40% right now we're working on the data. Hopefully, like making sure that the data is accurate will impact that number and make it reflect lower.
And there are no excuses. We need that number to go.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just gonna say this: after COVID, and I know COVID was 5 years ago, it's like school became optional, and people are comfortable being at home with their kids. So we are trying to figure out how we can do a better job of incentives. We're gonna have a perfect attendance party, and things like that too. And call parents. We have humans calling parents outside of like the local call to figure out like why their kids are coming to school. But we also do robo calls. Every time a child is absent, someone calls the home and says your child is absent, and then they have the opportunity to tell us why or give us an excuse. But we have to do a better job of attendance because we have butts in the seats to score score. That's just period, right?
Right. And then to add to the attendance, we're also sending out families who may be included in that list of truly chronically absent. They receive letters every week that just basically says like, hey, this number is increasing. Like, I just want you to know so you're aware. And then it also shares our policies. Yes, not so many words, but nicely. But the letter also provides our policy in case they have questions. A lot of families are like confused or taken aback when they receive phone calls from us about potential withdrawal or, what we have to do as next steps. So those are all of the new communication efforts that we're rolling out to make sure families are aware and they have the opportunity to kind of give that feedback and like be part of their child's success. So, and then suspension rate still at 0. We're working hard. It is hard. Our friends are busy, but I think the assistant principals do a really good job of making sure that the students, when things happen, they're aware, it doesn't escalate and it doesn't get worse, so.
And
So
we
we
really,
don't suspend?
no,
Okay.
we haven't suspended any children in like the last 6 years.
I have a question about attendance.
Yes.
Can you guys hear me? Okay. Yes. Is there anything, I guess with the new administration, and I know with other schools, there's been an increase in absenteeism due to some of the activity that's going on. I don't know if you guys have experienced that or if there's like a plan in place.
Yeah, that's actually a great question. So when it first happened, probably early last week, there were a lot of families that were nervous and we did see the absence. So we had the families, we had the teachers of the students reach out personally to the families to talk about what the reason was, because it could just have been a coincidence, they might have been sick or whatever. We haven't had that many, thankfully, but right now we have correspondence out to our legal team or our lawyer that she's gonna provide us with next steps and like information on how to support those families. We're also if you guys know of anybody or if you guys have any of those connections, we're happy to have those because we think the more resources that we have, the better. Unfortunately, we can't give them that solace that they want to say, I know the answer and I can fix it. But what we can do is make sure that they understand that their children are safe when they are in the school building and that we're doing everything possible to make sure we protect them.
Yeah.
So we did send out a correspondence to all of the families of Perry Street, basically saying hey, this is a thing, this is happening. We don't have a definitive answer right now, but we're working on, making those connections and resources. Aussie has been kind of quiet when it comes to it, which is shocking, but we are, there's a lot of charter networks, they're providing resources. During our finance committee meeting, we also discussed this because it could potentially impact, like you're saying, our attendance data, which again, it hasn't, thank the Lord, but we are doing that personalized outreach to those families that are indicating to their teacher that this is why I'm not here. And we spoke with a family on Friday, and her concern was just that we were gonna share their information if anything did happen. And we assured them that that's not what we do and we will not do that. So now the students are coming to school, which is great.
We have one student who's still at home. Mine was afraid because while the daughter was born here, the son just arrived last year. And so he hasn't been back, but we've been providing academic resources for home on the computer, so he doesn't fall behind. Super bright anyway, so we don't foresee him falling behind, but we are providing resources for him to make sure that he's still learning and getting all the things he needs.
We appreciate that.
All right. Sorry,
Let's get that slide.
it must be small. All right.
Well, that was the only slide?
Yeah. The map data?
Well, let me just give you an overview really quick. So the achievement data is mixed, like I was telling you earlier. The middle school always does K-2 and middle school always outperform everything else. And I think K-2, the test is read to them. They have, you need to know 5 things in kindergarten. And then in middle school, they're more mature. They're able to sit down, they're able to take the test, take their time. If they have been receiving a good education up until middle school, they know more. So it's always, it varies in the school. Intermediate is always our hardest grade to move, to grow, all of that good stuff. So middle school results, stronger than 3 to 5, like I just said. And in middle school, 1 or 2 students reaching the national average with an emphasis on grade 3 and ELA. And then middle school math doubled the percentage of students reaching 50th percentile from fall to winter. And that's what we've been working with. So that was huge for us. And so basically just an overview of everything is that we are doing a great job with growth. We are working on achievement and making sure kids are performing on grade level. But if you bring your child to Perry Street Prep, I promise you they are going to grow exponentially while they're here. And even students who are coming to us maybe 4 grade levels behind, they're still growing at an exponential rate. We just have to, and I tell the teachers, we have to just work harder. They have to grow twice as fast. And that's just what we're up against. And that's just where we are. So even though we celebrated like the growth and how well we did, I still reiterate to them that we have to work harder too, because we have to grow faster, even faster than we're going now. We gotta go faster than that. So that's something we're working on all the time, is growth and making sure students are getting exactly what they need. And the lab classes are still doing well, and that's where students are receiving their personalized instruction. And then in the general education class, that's where they're receiving great level of instruction. So we're hitting them twice with what they need to know to get on part, and then what they need to know to grow. If that makes sense.
Okay, so right now, Perry Street is up for our accreditation renewal, yay! So we're working right now with Middle States, and lucky me, I get to do that on my first year in the position. So right now for accreditation, it's basically, they come in and they're just making sure that we're doing what we say we're gonna do and in the rate that we say we're gonna do it in. So they're validating our work. And then it also allows us the opportunity to sit and really look at like the mission, the vision, the things that we said 7 years ago or however long ago. Are we still really like trying to hit those targets? Is that who we are? Or do we want to change that? Do we want to kind of transition and make things different for the new students or the students moving forward? So this is an opportunity for us to change, which is exciting for me because I love change, but not if it's working. So this is exciting work. Aisha is part of the committee, which is great, so that she gets the opportunity to be at the table, hear the conversation. She's able to be the board representative. So if anybody has any questions about the process or if there are things that you want us to bring to the table, she will definitely be that conduit. And basically, again, like I said, they're just making sure that we have a plan to grow and always be better every time around. So
one thing, you all probably received a survey.
The survey.
So very important that we finish those. Janet really called me this morning, make sure we get it done. Yeah, so she was like, please remind everyone.
I did
to
mine.
finish it.
okay.
How long is the accreditation? 5 years, 10 years?
Seven years, yeah. So we have those meetings monthly, we sit and talk about, and the good thing is that we involve like a lot of stakeholders. So we have the board, parent, you're double. Then we have, our assistant principals, we have some teachers. So school counselor, our school counselor is a part of the committee, Rachel and I. So it's really a really good opportunity to hear what people are thinking, like real and raw, so that we're able to make those changes for the better for everybody.
And to hear perspectives from our teachers who are in the room, our best teachers. And just to give you an example, generally our 10th square lead said, how do you define a good teacher? And I blurted out, they're academic data. And all the teachers were like, that's not how you define a good teacher. I'm like, well, what defines a good teacher? And they were like, building relationships. And I was like, okay, I stand corrected. All of that defines a good teacher, but I won't ever blurt that out again because I realized like that just limits up to data. And it's like hearing them and their perspective is also changing how we move in the building, changing our perspective. And how we're like envisioning things for the future. Like we reset our goals, we reset our mission, like what are we here for? Like, what are we doing? So yeah, it's just a good opportunity to like refocus and reset. I would like to point out that 7 years ago I was here, we had an accreditation cycle and we passed flying colors. We're not worried that we're going to not pass. It's just we have to go through all the steps to pass.
So next fall, when they come to do the tour of the school, I think they stay about a week. And they tour and they go to classrooms and they do all the things. They will meet with us as a board as well, like in a meeting and ask questions and talk about it. So it's like the whole process. This is very involved.
That's also very interesting because while they're doing the tour, they write down scripted notes. And so they give it to us. And they say, this teacher said X, Y, and Z. And of course, we're reading the notes like, no, I know that teacher did not say. But it's in the notes, they write down everything that's going on in the building, but they don't tell you who did it. So, of course, we're in the meeting, who is this? Yeah. Who did this? So that's also just like fun we have with like all their feedback and figure out how to implement all their feedback. And of course, we don't implement all, most of it is positive. But for the things that say we've improved, we try to figure out a plan to improve.
So yeah, so this is just what Middle States considers an accredited school. Just mission, beliefs, and goals as the basis for daily decision-making, operates in the public interest and in accordance with ethical practice, accepts responsibility, operates in a collegial way and collaborative way. So those are just some of the things, like the big bucket things that they're looking for in terms of like when they're spending their time here, how they're gonna break it down for us. So, sorry guys. So right now for the cycle, we are in the the pre-self-study is considered like when they're gonna come do the site visit. So that's right now, we have requested either late October or early November. They haven't confirmed those dates yet because we just made the request like a week ago. So they'll let us know. But right now in the self-study process that we are in process of, we have our planning team. We've met two times already. The third time I believe is next week. Did she reschedule? Yep. So next week we're gonna be meeting. We're gonna review the foundation documents, which we have started in our first two meetings, where we were just picking apart the mission and the vision of the school and asking questions like what makes a good teacher and like how, you know, how the teachers think versus how administration thinks. We're gonna host a site visit in fall 2025. We hope to become accredited in spring or summer of 2026. And then, you know, so on and so forth, submitting the report and making sure we renew again in 2033, right? So this is just like a snapshot of what the process looks like. So it'll just keep cycling as long as Parachute is around. And so again, this is just like a little bit more detail about what happens in terms of the phases. So again, we're in phase 2. So the survey is really super important because that data, they sent it out to parents as well. Parents, staff, and then the board. So they take all that data, and that is important and critical for us to be able to kind of like analyze and deconstruct when we're meeting together. So, and then, so the board's role, we just talked about that, but as we said, Aisha is a member. So when you do the survey, you can continue to like feed through. If you have questions or things that you think of or considerations, please like either let Aisha or I know, and we're happy to kind of bring that to the table. And then when the site visit occurs, we will definitely let you know once we firm up the date. But like Aisha said, they will request a meeting with you guys and free breakfast will be provided. All right, so operations and finance. Right now, it's pretty stable here in the money side. We have no new contracts right now, which is exciting. We don't have any renewal contracts right now that require any action. I do want to let you know that the last time we had a meeting, we spoke about the new potential innovation learning as the partner that you approved the contract on. Right now, we're at a little standstill with them because there are some renovations and changes that we need to make to the building in order to continue the partnership and get it off the ground. So as you can see, when you walk in the hallway, you smell the wet paint. So we're working on getting those little details in order so that we're able to get the partnership up and running by this summer. So just wanted to give you that update. Yeah, the building is definitely something that I'm looking around and everybody comes in and they're like, oh, this would be nice to have. And it's like, is it nice to have or do I have to have it? Usually turns into have to have it. So, so that's what we're working on right now. Finance committee met. When did we meet, guys? Wednesday?
Yeah, that was,
Felt like last week, but it was Wednesday.
yeah.
No, when was it? Friday? No.
All of that was last week.
Monday. No, it's not right.
Oh, okay.
It was yesterday. No,
That was yesterday.
it was Friday.
Yeah,
Sorry. Recently, we met recently. So there aren't really any changes in terms of the budget. Right now, the net income still remains positive, although, you know, the forecast is a little lower due to the student under enrollment, but we're still ending the year strong with our 151 days of cash on hand, which is way above the 45-day requirement from PCSB. We're going to continue to make adjustments to our forecasts, mainly in the facilities management buckets because of the changes to the building that we have to make in order to get new partnerships and get new resources for the students. And then our FAR score is projected to still be 91 by year end, which is again above the 75 quota. So that's great for us financially. Any questions before I move on? Alrighty, governance.
I reached out to Alexandra a couple weeks ago just to kind of restart the conversation around recruitment. We definitely want to get our total number up closer to like 11 or 13. I think right now we're at 10. We don't want to be even number 2 long. But that's kind of our biggest focus for governance now.
Academics.
Ms. Green. Oh, we did that already.
Do that, okay. All right. So, any questions?
No question. I'm going to the governance. thing.
Sure, yeah.
So I reached out to Melissa about
Oh, yes.
remaining on the board. She said she cannot
Okay,
with her schedule, so.
Melissa Landon, we have one member who needs to roll out. We suspected that.
Yeah.
And then it's that time of year, usually in the second half of the year, we'll do outreach to people just to, you know, kind of re-gauge each individual person's interest. Just because things change, you know, other than her, like, I don't think anyone else is near the end of their term. But just housekeeping. So, okay, we can talk about what that means. The roster. 'Cause I think we have Bruce rolling off too. And then, yeah, so we have some, I mean, we knew that, but that's the plan, is to be coming into next year with like crop of new members. Vote to accept all committee updates. Can I get a motion?
So we accept all committee updates and data reports for today's meeting.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Sorry.
Any opposed? And our last vote is to adjourn. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
To adjourn.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Can't imagine. All right, thanks everyone. That concludes our live stream.
Thank
And
you, guys.
our Zoom folks, we'll see you next time.
Bye,
See ya. Bye.
So Portia, I know I've sent a few different grant applications and things that come across our desk. Does the application process of identifying